Ohio's Department of Health have come up with a very effective visual representation of what social distancing can do to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Now, something that I have found producing content for brands over a number of years is that I'm often in a position where I have to distill information to its simplest form. Now that means that in a 30-second, or more often than not 15 or 10-second ad, we're having to convey a lot of information about what that brand is about, what it's meant to evoke from the audience, and then what the audience need to do at that point. Now the audience aren't going to be thinking about it in those terms, but that is the process that you're going through. So how, as a public health body, do you convey a lot of very important information in a short ad that also at the end leaves people with a very clear idea about what they need to do and why they need to do it, so that they actually go out and action it? I feel like Ohio's Department of Health have done a fantastic job here. The way they've done it is with those mouse traps. So they've spread mouse traps all over a floor, thrown a ping pong ball into it, and all the mouse traps just start going off and they're setting each other off, and it's absolute chaos. And then they run the same experiment with the traps distanced, so you've got the social distancing element in there, and they throw the ping pong ball in and it just bounces and it misses all the traps as it bounces across. It doesn't need to be spoken through to explain it or read to understand it. Anyone, even if they don't speak the language, if they're from another country, a child, someone who's grown up, someone who's from a different culture, they will look at this and understand what the principle is just here. And that is what makes particularly strong advertising in this domain. My experience of this in the UK at the moment is that we have lots of daily updates. We have people coming on, giving us facts and figures, and we're looking at graphs and we're getting lots of information. But a simple visual representation like this can be far more effective. Now, yes, statistics are still important and you need to back things up with that research and the facts. But if you need people to understand something, you don't need them to know all of these facts. You don't need them to understand the statistics. You don't need them to appreciate how quickly things spread or how long things take to move from one place to another. You don't need them to understand any of that. You just need them to understand they've got to stay a certain distance apart, and if they don't, it will spread. And this is a very effective way of doing that. It's certainly a far cry from the public service announcement videos that I remember back in the 80s. I'm going to do a series on those because just wow. They were long, they were gritty, they were dark, they deserve their own time. But that's for another day.